us all, and the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown, we'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. But we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Oh, we know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from.
Hello everyone, this is the Nameless One, and today we will be continuing the Lost Memories Second Chances campaign. I have here with me today Cold, Fiction, Ice, and Nez. We may have another player joining, but I'm not entirely certain because he wasn't very clear on it. Other than that, before we get started, I would like to remind everybody, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow, ring the notification bell, all that good stuff. We are trying to make it to 1,000 followers on Twitch, so we really appreciate the help with that. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into the recap. Well, don't all of you jump up at once. I'll make you do the recap.
Fine. Last time we finished up with what we were doing in the vault. A couple people noticed that Nebula looked troubled, and we ended up seeing a vision of, a giant shadow fire, and essentially through various things essentially reset, well, not reset, turned back time on this world and resurrected Doc. And when Nebula was finished with the vision, we suddenly had to deal with the 3 cultists wanting her dead.
Oh yeah.
Later that night, Pyre caught them moving around in the camp, and she confronted them, managed to get them to go back down. Pyre also interacted with the Tantabus and basically kind of confirmed that she's following the party. Pyre's kind of considered that probably has something to do with what they saw. In the morning, Ivory ended up having to more or less confront the cultists about them wanting to kill Nebula. And we essentially left off. Ivory had just finished his sermon, and hopefully that will keep his followers in line.
He hopes.
We all hope.
He knows.
Okay, so I believe I decided that we left off on the morning, so if you want to, you can go ahead and you will need to make your survival checks and
Alright.
perception checks.
And our health checks, yeah?
We already took care of our health checks.
Damn.
Or we should have, anyway. If I can.
Yeah, because I'm looking at them right now.
Okay.
Right,
Well,
I need
we all
my
just made it.
survival and my perception.
Okay. I think I'm missing Emerald's checks. You need to make a perception check.
Oh, sorry.
He's watching Crazy Joe.
So, does Fiction remember what we talked about previously?
Maybe.
So that tells me no.
Which are you referring to exactly?
With the tablet?
Oh, computer tablet. You have the decryption key.
Right. Yes, I do have the decryption key. Where are my notes, really quick?
Would you like to work on that now?
Where is my packet? That's a 12. I don't feel comfortable in that. No. I think we'll bide our time a little bit longer.
I mean, if you bite it too long, it may be too late to try to make it over. Based off of what I told you.
I mean, yeah, but I could also just completely fail.
The only way that you don't get more than one chance to do so is if you know, 666.
All right, we'll do one this morning just to say fuck it, we ball. Scroll down to my notes. Okay. Today's date. 20th. Alright. Fuck it, we ball. Damn.
So it beeps and says 2 attempts remaining. I will say that if you get help, you can give yourself a +1 or +2 if the crit succeeds. Because you have one other with computer hacking, to my knowledge.
Wait, who?
The other Tech Knight. You know, you have
Crap,
somebody.
you have hacking?
I can help out a little bit.
Help me out here.
There's my character sheet. Oh, this is gonna go well. This is gonna take a while, right, to crack this?
What do you mean?
Would it count as a lengthy task?
Yes.
Okay. It's not gonna help much, but... Almost.
Oh wait, we get a +1 if it. So
My guy
lengthy
does
task?
specifically.
Oh, okay. That's a.
He's a heckin' nerd.
All right. Nerd. All right. That doesn't instill confidence, but I'll give it one more try.
Just made it.
Just made it.
Okay. So there's several moments as you're waiting with bated breath before the thing beeps and you gain access to the file, and it begins rapidly, like displaying things and closing them, command prompt type stuff, before you finally get a coordinate thing that the tablet takes and gives you like a physical map. The only problem with this map is it leads you off in this direction. To put it more precisely,
Against
You-
which door?
you need to go here.
East.
Oh. Well, we kind of need to go that way anyways eventually, because that's over in the direction of the FPC.
Oh, the FPC are somewhere up here.
Yeah, same general direction, you know, that's east.
Well, if I remember correctly, you mainly know that they entered the north from this direction, so you don't know if they're actually stayed there.
I know, I'm just working off of what I know, that they're somewhere east, probably.
Not to mention that all of the people that you're traveling with are wasteland dwellers, so they know that going north over here is a good way to piss off the clockworkers. Ooh, excuse me.
Yep.
There's a reason we went around.
Alright. Well, since our goal was to head north and then potentially head east, I'm just gonna have that be a secondary objective for right now. Because We don't really know any big passageways like even further north in that area, do we?
Say that one more time.
Like we don't know like really any ways to get up in this area, do we? Like far, like in the far north where we think the FPC is?
Well, you don't really know anywhere to necessarily get up through the mountains to begin with. Like, you guys are just headed towards the mountains, and basically the understanding I had of it is you guys are just like, fuck it, we'll figure it out when we get there.
Yeah, that's kind of how this was going. So it's either we keep heading north, hit the mountains, and just fuck it, we ball, or we try and take our chances heading either through or around and then immediately into the people that we are deliberately trying to avoid.
I will sweeten this a little bit for the title of the place that you're going is it's the home of Project Godmaker.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Which, if you roll your hidden lore, it will, without knowing too terribly much, you realize that this is probably going to give you a lot of information you didn't have before about your deities. Perhaps even how to make one.
Alright, Ivory's going to kind of approach and gather the group before we, like, plan to head out. It's
But
basically like...
Technically, you guys are already traveling, and you're approaching the end of the day.
Or what? Then before everybody goes to bed and we set up and everything, he'll bring up a thing for planning for tomorrow. So, everyone, I have made a small discovery or revelation, you may be able to say. Now, this... we don't exactly know where the FPC is. However, I may have one idea. There's only a slight issue on how to get there.
Oh. What's that?
It effectively runs through Clockworker territory, or is directly near it. However, this area may be home to the FPC, or may just be an abandoned place of theirs, but it seems to be one of great reward for us if we manage to make it there alive.
And how exactly did you come about this information?
I've had a bit of information locked away for a while, and I just managed to unlock it.
So you've been kinda hiding something from us.
Hiding is not an appropriate word. For instance, it came from a tablet that I very publicly had.
Oh. Well, why didn't you say so in the first place?
It's usually the matter on how one gets information is not typically in question. Just what you do with that.
Pyre's eyes kind of drift over to Nebula. Right.
So I bring this up to everyone because it will take us through rather dangerous territory, but if we just continue to head direct north, all we really know is that there are mountains. And more mountains. And I believe a mountain as well.
Okay. Fair point. Nice to have an actual destination. But kind of Pyre's eyes drift over to the trio. Are all of us gonna be convinced to go?
I believe we already discussed this. We don't want to go through Clockworker territory. That's why we're going up into the mountains to go around.
That's true. But what if there isn't a path, or what if we can't find one? It's been how long since any number of ponies happen to wander north into the mountains and make it back alive? Or at all?
Pyre kind of looks over to the drooling form of Doc. I'd really like to get his opinion, but that's gonna be difficult.
You hear him mumble something about 7.
Yes, thanks, Doc. That's very helpful.
Well, we can keep going until we hit the mountains. If we find nothing, then my lead is right there, but we will be spending time.
We've already spent a lot of time getting this far. To turn
That's
back
true.
now to Clockworker territory would be undoing last week or so of progress.
We weren't going to know how to get there anyways. I don't see us undermining the whole point of coming this way. I was just for a more well-known path.
Fine. Still on the table. Just a more direct lead versus our very vague uppercut towards the mountains. Thought I'd just raise the quandary.
Well, I'd like to at least get to the mountains. See if we can possibly find a path. If not, I think we can make a decision then.
I think going through Clockworker territory is a good second option.
Then let it be our backup.
Okay.
and Ivory will go about making preparations for the night, then leaving it at that.
I'm also going to point out that you guys have not found anywhere to purchase some sort of cold weather gear, which, without having been to the mountains, you know well enough that if you go too far in without it, it is going to be kind of a death sentence. And scavenging it out of a random bunker is not really something that's going to work that way because most of it's too decayed to be useful. There's a couple detours you could make. But depends on what you want to do.
What sort of
Well.
detours?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, there's Deus Ex Machina and the Clockworkers, but there's also the Cloudsdale Ruins for those that can fly. And remember, you have to buy more than just for the group, too. Because
How many would that be again?
Well, you need to buy it for the party members, and that includes Doc, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to start out. Then you've got the 3 stooges that are following you around. And you got Nebula, and then you got the Kazite.
So that's 10.
So you gotta find cold weather clothing for 10 people. Unless, of course, you want to dismiss people.
Disparate, they're about to dismiss themselves.
Honestly? How are we gonna get the cold weather gear for Nebula alone?
Improvise.
Duct tape a few
Just
jackets together.
weld some to her.
I don't think she's gonna appreciate that.
Better than freezing.
Yeah.
But yeah, she still wouldn't like it.
Cloudsdale Ruins might be a good place to check. I don't know if my character would know if that they used to have a weather factory and all that stuff.
No, they don't even know they used to have a weather factory.
Do we know if there's anyone living in the ruins of Cloudsdale, or is it just like...
It's fairly well known that there is a group that lives there.
Oh boy. What's their opinions on the God Machine cultist?
Considering that there is one that seems to just be dedicated to trying to shoot down Cloudsdale, or what's left of it. Take your guess.
Damn. Well, looks like Ivory's going to have to use that really good stealth skill when he's not being bogged down by literal knight armor. I mean, we can try going up there. Ivory can try his, not being so obviously insane by, just wearing a slightly different color.
Okay.
Alright, so if we want to start heading towards there for the next few days, or however long that'll take, and then flying up to it.
It's definitely something Pyre would agree to, since you need that survival gear before going any farther.
Yeah. I mean, Ivory has faith in his faith that, you know, he'll be fine, but just in case. You know, for the less faithful.
How are we gonna even get up there? I know you two can fly, but the rest of us are differently able.
We could risk like leaving a ground camp and then having like the Pegasi squad fly up. Ivory can fly, but he's not that good of a flyer.
Well, I suppose it's better than nothing. Again, we have to have the supplies before we go anywhere else, and Cloudsdale's the closest.
Cloudsdale it is, I guess.
Okay. So,
We did not plan this journey very well, did we?
No.
no,
we did not.
you guys have not planned hardly anything very well. And then you get distractions, and you're like, let's go do that instead. And then I tell you still need to get cold weather clothing, and you're just like, oh yeah, that's the thing we need. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
We
We're
don't
the
need
average Bethesda protagonist.
I mean, where would we have gotten cold weather gear in the south?
That's true.
Yeah.
that. So, it is nighttime, as you can tell by the sound of crackling fire, because the DM likes his sounds. Let me see. There we go.
Got the fire on. I thought we went over this. We're trying to be stealthy. Lights up.
We never rolled for camp, did we?
No, I was about to tell you to.
Not yet.
So, stealthy, comfortable, or defensible?
Yep. And if you succeed, you can choose 2. You fail, you choose 1. You crit fail,
That's
you
survival.
don't choose any. Crit succeed,
Right.
you can choose all 3.
So, that's survival roll?
Yes.
Okay.
You two
I made it.
really need to, like, figure out who's gonna make the roll.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I make the roll because I'm the only one who can do stealth.
Ivory has stealth.
I have camouflage specifically.
Fair.
Okay. So, I'm assuming one of them is stealth.
Yeah, one of them's gonna be camo.
No,
Nope.
it is not.
I'll let Ivory make the other roll.
What defensive?
Might as well.
Carpentry King.
Okay. By the way, for Ivory, you can actually try to plumb around on the inside of that file, see if you can get any more information.
Oh hell yeah.
It's just the GPS was the thing that it immediately opened.
Ah. Okay, yeah. Ivory will look through it before heading to bed and all that. After preparations are made.
Oh, so you're looking through the file before you, I figured you'd do it on your watch. Or just not patient enough for that.
Yeah, he'll do it on his watch. He'll do
Okay.
it on his watch.
Alright. Pyre's on third watch again.
Ivory's on last watch again.
I'll take first.
We'll take second then.
Make a perception.
Okay. Go.
Okay. So, for the most part, it seems pretty quiet. You do note the silhouette of the Cloudsdale ruins in the distance, because you guys aren't actually that far from where they're currently drifting. But other than that, everything seems relatively quiet for the night. Tantibus is in its usual spot. And so far, the cultists have not tried to pull anything.
I guess I just play Connect 4 in the snow.
Well, you're not close enough for the snow yet.
Yeah.
But,
Dirt. Or
yeah, I was about to say you can play it in the dirt. If you have nothing else, then
nope.
next watch.
Okie dokie. Keeping an eye on Nebula and her would-be assassins. Kind of.
Ouch.
Okay.
Tried anyway.
So you notice nothing throughout the night.
Mhm. Yeah, I'll wake up the next person.
Yeah, it would be me. That is perception. Damn it. Close my sheet. Da-da-da-da. Find the damn thing. Sorry. There it is.
So when you get up on your watch, the first thing you notice is since when was Nebula sleeping with a blanket? It's actually kind of warm out right now. Also, is that a tree branch? What do?
I guess kind of look a little closer to see if something's up.
This isn't Nebula. It's a very poorly disguised lump of dirt and a tree branch with a blanket thrown over it made to look like Nebula.
Shit. I start looking around the camp, see if I can find her.
As you are looking around, you realize that Steeljaw isn't Steeljaw either. Roll... I think I may have you just roll another perception, depending on what you have.
Pyre might actually have tracking.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, go ahead and roll perception plus 2 for finding the tracks, and then you roll tracking to find.
Perception plus 2. Made it. And then just It's normal tracking?
Yes.
Damn it.
You aren't able to find your missing Kieran and cultist.
I'm gonna go and wake up Ivory.
Ivory, you have been roughly shaken awake.
Upon being roughly shaken awake, he is going to instinctually grab his pistol because he doesn't know what the hell is happening. Okay. What do I see?
You were, you see that, Papyr is standing over you, looking very, perturbed, I'd imagine.
Very.
I'd imagine that it also doesn't take much to realize that, something isn't going right.
Mm-hmm. Ivory will get up cautiously. What is going on? Why have you woke me up?
You did not keep your followers in line. Nebula and Steeljaw missing.
I will note that there were signs that there was a struggle.
There was a struggle. Steeljaw must have taken her. No other option. No other excuse.
Fine, let's go find her.
Agreed. Fortunately, I lost track of it.
Oh boy. Well, any tracks, anything like that?
Well, I found some tracks. Did I at least get a general direction?
They were, by the looks of it, headed back in the direction of the Kelpie Lake.
Oh god.
Well, it looks like they were headed southeast, back towards the lake. You think they're trying to go back home?
Either that or Steeljaw intends to drown her.
Well, there's that possibility.
They can't have gone far. Let's go bring them home.
Well, get the flyers in the air. Oh, before you do that, talk to the remaining followers. They may be in on it.
I doubt Crazy Joe is enough to plan something. He's more impulse, and the Pegasus Coppertail, he seems rather devoted. But I will check.
Yeah. Once you do that, get in the air. I'll take care of the camp.
Yeah, so Ivory's gonna go check in with his followers.
Both of them are out cold. And you note that one of them, Coppertail, also has a sizable lump on his head.
Ooh.
His snoring is more of a I am unconscious snore than a sleeping.
Okay. Damn. Okay. So, I suppose it would be particularly difficult to wake him right now, or
it would take a bit of effort, but you could potentially wake him up. But he may not be much help either way. Go ahead and I'll say if you have first aid or something like it.
I do not have any like healing or medical focused skills.
Then
Pyre does if you want to call her over.
that is also a possibility.
Sure, he'll call Pyre over.
She comes trotting up, notices the lump. Well, looks like you had a little bit of descent. Then tries to wake Copper up.
Roll your first aid. Out cold.
Damn, he took quite a bump.
Looks like he might also have a broken jaw.
Now they'll both have a steel jaw.
Looks like it was a mighty big disagreement.
Based off of the build of the two of them, it may have been a big disagreement, but it didn't last long.
Yeah. Well, make sure he's fine. He's been loyal so far. I'm going to get to the skies.
Agreed. I'll get back to dealing with the camp.
Wake up, Rapids, Pegasus as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I will go wake Rapid. I'm going to try and get a head start.
Roger that.
He does not get a very. He does not get a head start.
Well, Pyre goes and
Skill.
goes to wake Rapid.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, wake up.
What's up?
Looks like we got a problem. Steeljaw and Nebula are missing. Looks like there was a struggle. Pretty sure Steeljaw took her.
I thought I was keeping an eye on those two. Shit.
Well, right now we need to get the flyers in the air, see if they can spot them. Because, damn it, I lost track of them.
You have an idea which direction?
They were headed back towards Kilby Lake.
Okay. Should give me a good enough place to start. And I'll get ready to take off with my rifle and stuff.
So this is the point that I tell both of you that you don't actually need to roll flight unless you are doing something like special. Like if you're avoiding gunfire or
I
something
didn't know
like
flight
that.
was a skill.
It is a skill.
I thought it was aerobatics.
There's also aerobatics, which is even more involved. Which I also can't remember if aerobatics is the skill that is for like flying creatures or if flight is. We'll have to double check that later.
Flight is training for endurance flying.
Okay, so yeah.
So aerobatics is doing tricks. Flight is flying for a long time.
And I mean, you're not, to my knowledge, trying to go all the way back to Kelpie Lake just yet.
No, not yet.
They can't have gotten that far.
No, it's an earth pony dragging someone almost twice his size. He may be built like a fucking
Since we're
tank.
flying, we have double movement speed.
Yeah. He may be built like a tank, but he is not that fast.
Mm-hmm.
Built like a tank, but runs like a slow one.
Okay, so go ahead and both of you roll perception.
Perceive.
So, Rapid, your eyes are still bleary from sleep, having just been woken up after attempting to get some rest after your watch. Ivory, you see, after a bit of searching, you see them in the distance, and Steeljaw has Nebula pinned at the moment, and it's a very compromising position.
Oh,
I'm not gonna say much more because YouTube,
no,
But-
I get it.
but you do get the distinct impression that it's not a mutual decision.
Yeah.
Sounds like Ivory better get his ass over there.
Yeah, he's going to immediately dive, like, towards it, guns ready. And he will make himself, like, known too. He's not trying to be stealthy here.
When you do that, Steeljaw whips around, and this time he's got a revolver with him. It appears to be Coppertail's.
Ivory will cock back the hammer on his shotgun. I'm wearing a suit of armor. You are not.
He points the pistol at you for a moment before reconsidering and pointing it at Nebula instead. Nebula looks a lot worse for wear. So you're currently in a standoff between you and him. What do you?
He's like holding the like revolver in his mouth and stuff like that, like aiming at her.
Yes, the barrel is against the side of her head.
Okay. Yeah.
He hasn't said anything yet, but you get the impression that one wrong move could spell Nebula's end.
Yeah.
I mean, he mainly hasn't said anything because, you know, gun has to go in his mouth.
Yeah.
I will also note that you know that he outdoes pretty much the entire group in pure brute strength, but not so much in intelligence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rapid, roll me another perception.
Okay. How do I talk down?
Shouldn't it just be like vision? Doesn't make a difference, but no.
It didn't make a difference.
That was 2 6s and a 3. Now, Steeljaw, let's think about this. What would be your step after shooting her? What comes after? Surely, our tribe wouldn't quite like you killing a Farseer and going against a Seer, now would it? On a crusade, no less. that was given blessing by our dear prophet?
You can see the gears turning very, very slowly.
Now, I have influence. I can spare you the worst of it if you were to just step away, put down the weapon. But I can't do that if you pull that trigger.
So you it doesn't take much to read Steeljaw, but as you watch him after you finish what you're saying, you can see that like he's struggling with some stray thought. You know, for him any thought is a stray thought. So
Yeah.
for several minutes you can see his eyebrows knitting together. Nebula's looking rather upset about the whole situation, and then you notice that he looks like he's had an epiphany quite suddenly, and then he growls around the handle of his revolver. And what if I shoot you too?
You shoot me, I survive. I'm wearing armor. Now what happens the moment after you fire? Every single pellet in this, I can fire two very quickly. You've seen that. You've seen me blow the heads off of heathens before. I have no issue doing that to a traitor. In fact, if you brand yourself, oh, I think I would be blessed to deal with it.
Give me just a sec. He looks at you for a moment and says, I ain't the traitor, and you ain't wearing a brain bucket.
Ivory is indeed wearing a helmet.
Yes, you're wearing a leather helmet.
And a male coif below it.
That doesn't qualify as brain bucket.
Sure.
Also, it's chainmail. Chainmail versus bullet. Chainmail loses.
It's better than nothing.
Not to mention that the modifier that damage gets to the face or to the skull, which, you know, he's going to be aiming for your face, is it's pretty hefty.
The next question is how good of a shot is he?
Apparently,
Nice
he's
gun.
quite convinced that he can make the shot.
Well, given he wasn't carrying a gun in the first place,
Yeah. And what if you miss? You are strong. That's your strong suit. That's what you have underneath your belt. You don't normally go around shooting, no, that's Coppertail's revolver. So how sure are you that you'll be able to land a killing blow before I get off 2 shells in your head?
through some enormous leap of logic that you can visually see happening on his face, he looks at you and says, "I won't miss." Around the handle of Coppertail's revolver. As if saying that he will not miss is enough for him to not do so.
How much of a penalty would it be for me to shoot the pistol out of his mouth?
You have a shotgun. You will blow holes in his face.
I'm not worried about that. Oh wait, I can quick draw my revolver. How hard would it be for me to quick draw my revolver and shoot the pistol out of his mouth? Cowboy style.
You had better be a damn good shot.
I'm alright. That's the issue here. I'm only alright. I use a shotgun for a reason.
I'm gonna say it's a -9 penalty.
Yikes.
Oh hell no. Oh. Okay, I think I'd have to get just about a critical to not miss that.
I could maybe make that shot. I'm not there.
Then tell me, Steeljaw, what do you intend to do? Say you do win this confrontation. What about the others marching here? Can you take on a group alone? Say you do, even if you're limping by the end of it. Will you survive the rest of the wasteland and get back to camp, back to our tribe, back to the prophets? And what will happen when you appear alone, having killed a Farseer, Asir, other devotees, and an entire group? Will they look at you and ask, what about your mission? Have you completed it? Or have you come back to us? Failure? Killing everyone you left with? What will you say? Right now he is buying time as much as possible.
Rapid, feel free to make another perception while I talk. He seems to be like thinking this over before he says that what he says essentially boils down to he's just going to tell everybody about what Nebula did, and seems to think that this is enough, which it very much may be, to get them to kind of brush past. Because your tribe is very much the type that would have executed the Kazites for the pitiful versions of magic that they do. So the large-scale spell that Nebula did is something that was very much well outside of what would be anywhere near comfortable. Rapid, you do see this standoff. You, from what you can tell from your distance, you can see that Ivory seems to be attempting to talk Steeljaw down, but there doesn't seem to be enough of a shift in either direction for you to be able to tell who's currently winning this argument.
I'm gonna start taking aim at Steeljaw. while I glide in.
Okay. Ivory, you seem to be very rapidly losing ground with this.
Yeah. I have one card that I kind of want to pull. I think it'll just stall. I don't think it'll get anywhere, but... What about Crazy Joe? What will you do when he appears? Will you shoot him and he will take out both you and himself in a explosive glory while he doesn't even realize what's happening?
Steeljaw just rolls his eyes, doesn't even seem to need to think about this part, and just says, I'm just gonna tell him that you stole the Cheerios.
What if I've already told him and he's on his way now?
He gives you a look like, I ain't falling for that shit, and says, then why ain't he here yet?
Because I flew here, I'm much faster than him. Can I please try and fast talk that?
You can go ahead and try, but it's gonna be at a -4.
Oh fuck, okay, just add -4 to the... No, I didn't make it, shit. Shit, okay. I'm still buying time.
Mm-hmm.
Rapid, you've been aiming. Would you like to take the shot, or what?
How far away am I at this point?
I'll say about 100 meters.
Mm-hmm. And you can get, like, what? The accuracy and then, like, 3 more rounds of aim?
Yes.
Let me see what the odds are.
Also, are you aiming at something specific?
I am aiming at Steeljaw's Tor squad.
At his
Or
what?
Squad.
Torso.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll need to glide in a little closer before I feel comfortable taking the shot.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta keep stalling. Ooh, okay. Fine. Steeljaw didn't want to come to this. But I guess I'll have to tell you the truth. About why I haven't just put her down myself already.
Nebula looks very concerned at this as well.
That magic that she's done, it's not the kind we've seen before. It's impulsive. It happens at random. Why do you think such weird things have been happening as of recently? But that includes her life. That's what we found in that temple. She dies. She's like a keg ready to explode. Some bewitched, disgusting explosion of magic. It's some concoction that these... And he's going to, like, hang on a sec while looking at Nebula with, like, this disgusting look. Beasts of a magic-having race. They set themselves up to take everyone with them. Why do you think there's so little of them in the wasteland left?
So go ahead. Roll fast talk -3.
Oh, shit. Why -3?
You'll find out.
That's +3. That's not what. Oh, no. I don't want to find out. Please, please, fuck. Oh, we just made it. Let's go.
So he does have a moment of pause. You've stalled him a little bit, but mostly because he appears to be thinking again, and this takes monolithic amounts of time for him.
Okay.
Rapid, you have now closed in. You are now about 75 meters out.
Yay.
This also counts as another round of aim.
Mm.
What do?
Still hold.
Motherfucker, take the shot.
So I will also note for you, Rapid, that aiming for his torso, unless you manage to take him out with that shot, means he will probably pull the trigger.
Mm-hmm. I've shifted to the head.
Okay. So, after several minutes of thinking, Steeljaw finally comes up with his answer and asks if you remember. So, turns out he's actually older than you, and he asks if you remember a raid back when you were a little cold.
Which raid is he referring to?
Go ahead and roll intelligence -3.
My intelligence is now default. Made by 1.
So, there was a pretty sizable raid when you were younger, and it's the only raid he could be talking about. But you don't know the significance and why he's bringing it up.
During this period while he's talking, would you say that he's distracted? Like, distracted enough that, like, I could do something?
Depends on what you're trying to do. You're talking about somebody who's still on edge and holding the gun to his hostage's head. You're not going to be able to, like, take the gun from him.
Oh, yeah, no, none like that. Can Ivory get, like, a round of aim in while Steeljaw talks?
I am going to say no to that because you'd have to pick. Oh, you hold up the gun to aim, and it's very obvious what you're intending to do.
Yeah, okay. Alright, then, never mind. Yes, I remember. Why?
He kind of jerks his head to the side at Nebula, further jamming the barrel of the pistol against the side of her head, and says that during that raid they killed 3 Kieran and they didn't explode.
Did you see them do magic on the same scale as her?
He shakes his head and says they were asleep.
Well, she isn't. And we've seen her abilities. What else kind of foul thing do they have? I do not pretend to know the inner workings of heathen magics. Do you? Are you admitting that you know something that you have not told to the rest of us?
He shrugs and says that he knows that if he shoots her, then she can't do anything to anybody else, whether he dies or not. Simple logic. Nebula looks like she does not feel very pleased about this logic.
Then
Crap.
what about the other magic users in our own group?
He rolls his eyes and says that the Kazite is a Kazite. They barely, even the Technites recognize that the Kazites barely know magic. Not anything that she can do that he can't solve with a bullet. And as for the other unicorn, he just kind of shrugs and says he'll shoot that one too before if he survives before he heads home.
Hires a Kieran, right?
Yes.
Okay. What about the most recent Kieran that joined? What about them?
He grunts and
They're
says, "Spawn
Your
Hunter,"
Spawn Hunter, right?
and says that magic user or not, he's just not going to bother with them.
It doesn't quite matter if you just don't go after them. They already know. They're coming here and they're hunting you anyways. So whether or not you want to deal with a spawn hunter magic user of the same race as this one hunting you down with a group, it's still going to be coming for you.
He eyes you and says, "But I thought I was going to explode."
Say
Probably
you
the
survived the explosion.
probably the smartest thing he said this entire time.
On God. Also, this should be around. We've been talking for a bit now.
Yes,
Yep.
I was actually about to get to that. Ice, you are now 50 meters away and have aimed a subsequent turn.
Yep. I think it is time. Herbal ammo. Oh yeah, I did fire 2 shots. Forgot to specify that. Whoopsie.
Okay, so roll damage for both.
Did not mean to hit it a 3rd time.
Regardless,
19 or 20.
as Ivory is attempting to continue this negotiation, which is going nowhere, Steeljaw's head violently explodes after with the sound of gunshots ringing out at the same time. Very luckily for Nebula, the shots were not aimed in such a way that the continued follow-through would kill her as well. But she looks very startled, gore-soaked, and just as ready for all of this to be over with.
Yeah. Ivory will look up towards where he thinks the shot went off from. Not even really checking if Rapid is there, and he's just going to like wave a hoof. And then he's going to go and get Steeljaw's body off of Nebula and steal back the revolver.
The revolver has been mangled.
Fuck. He's gonna take it anyways. I mean, he has small arms armor. He could probably do something with even a mangled corpse of it. But he will he will help Nebula up and clean her off a bit.
She looks distrustful of you right now, and when you help her up, she does step away. Remember, you just started calling her a monster and making it sound like you don't like her either.
Yeah. Now, have you known me to always tell the truth? Especially to those aiming a bullet at someone I have value for.
She doesn't really say anything, but does accept your offer of help this time.
Yeah. While he cleans her up, he's going to say, "And you're a Farseer, and I don't hate you that much." But he's not going to say any more of that. He'll just leave it. And then once she's clean, he will help her as they start to walk back. If she needs help walking.
For Pyre, you do hear the sounds of gunshots.
Try to make sure the campsite is somewhat secure, and she goes running.
You don't make it far before you come upon the blood-stained Nebula, looking very shaken and battered, and Ivory, I'd imagine, looking somewhat full of himself as usual.
He's actually looking a bit grim, because even though he has no problem killing people who betrayed him, that's still one less person following him. And also, fucking with the Farseer is not very good in his eyes. What's it called? Ivory will also have, like, if Nebula feels like she needs to cover herself, he will have offered his cloak.
Whether she feels like she needs to or not, she is going to accept the covering.
Yeah.
Pyre kind of approaches carefully, looks Nebula up and down. I take it the situation's resolved.
Another dead body. Thanks to our high-flying friend with the rifle.
Pyre nods gratefully in Rapid's direction. Good. I'm gonna leave that body out to rot. And then she kind of comes over and kind of takes over and takes Nebula away from the group to go clean her up.
Mm-hmm.
I forget, is
check on Coppertop.
Pyre female?
Yes.
Okay. So Coppertail is starting to finally wake up after, being bludgeoned unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes kind of half limping over to you and trying to report that Steeljaw has gone rogue.
Yeah, he'll give Copper a very warm embrace, like, oh good, oh thank goodness, you're all right. I checked on you and you weren't moving, but we were sure that you were alive. I went and dealt with Steeljaw. He will no longer be keeping us company. He has committed an unspeakable act against the Farseer and threatened both me and the life of our dear prophet. That could not be allowed to stand.
Coppertail kind of like stops for a moment and seems to be mulling it over before just kind of nodding and saying that he thinks he's gonna head back to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are-
Ivory
Yeah, go ahead.
Ivory
we
mentioned to.
Good job.
sorry.
Hey, go ahead. I was going ahead.
Sorry.
Anyway, Ivory will mention to Coppertail that unfortunately his gun was mangled, but Ivory will try and see what he can do to repair it, if not replace it.
He just kind of nods and heads over to where Crazy Joe is still snoring away.
Yeah. Ivory will move his like sleeping quarters much closer. And he'll get a very rough sleep tonight. It's not going to sleep easy. It takes a while for him to get any amount of shut-eye.
Okay.
Pyre is definitely going to make it clear we are taking a rest for the entire day. We are not going anywhere.
Ivory has no, what's it called? No objections.
I'd imagine the rest of the group isn't going to have much to say about it either.
Maybe
I mean,
do two-person watches from now on.
I might have to.
it might mean longer watches, so...
Yeah. And Pyre is going to be sticking very, very close to Nebula. Alright, so pretty much since we had to get up from the camp early, I take it we don't get rest from that
Well,
for HP recovery.
You're taking the full day, so that will count as the HP recovery.
Okay. And then
Okay.
we'll be spending the night there as well. Why did my sheet disappear again?
Nameless, stop closing your sheet.
You know, the funny thing is, it probably is me.
Yeah, give my computer a chance to load. It's taking a while.
I believe, by the way, for everybody else's information, headshots have like a ×4 modifier.
Wait,
For-
what has a ×4 modifier?
Headshots.
Ah,
So you do
Good to know.
you do the amount of damage that the weapon does, which, if we go with just the first two from Rapid Shot, that's a total of 39 damage,
Jeez.
yeah.
and then you
They do-
multiply it by 4.
Holy shit.
They do get
I'm going to have to...
calculated separately for like BR and that sort of thing. But yeah,
Mhm.
I think one of those shots would be more than enough.
Yes.
Alright, should I go ahead and...
Some things you don't do.
You
Should I-
justifiably overkilled it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty justifiable.
The second bullet hit nothing but red mist.
Alright, roll for health.
Yes.
And I failed. Damn it.
Damn.
Okay. I will note that it has in world started just pissing rain.
Yeah, I noticed.
Oh.
Isn't it fun? I can turn on the rain in the game when I can actually see the button for it.
Wild.
The
I
UI for
suppose
this does not always make sense.
Yeah.
Pyre's gonna kind of do what she can to shore up the camp for comfort.
Can Ivory attempt to build like a small awning? So like, if they
Roll your
wanted
carpentry.
to group together for whatever reason, they're not like super wet.
Roll your carpentry.
Oh, that's in hobbies. I was looking in the wrong spot.
But I don't get us really getting the material for him.
I'd imagine he's using cloaks
Don't worry about it.
stuck together and whatever wood is laying around. Improvise.
Anything that's available, even if it's hitching like tent tarps together to make a big ass awning.
You also have access to 2 carts as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can use those as supports.
Yeah, it's almost like the party forgets half the time that they're towing around 2 carts.
I remember it's just I would want to take apart a cart to make a little like shade.
Doc would kill you. And probably literally.
Yeah.
So, I'm not gonna have you guys do watches for this one. We're just gonna assume that things go well and move on to.
Next day.
Yep. I am gonna check
Yep.
the time real quick.
Should we roll for health again?
2:37.
It's about an hour and a half in. I think we're good to keep going for now.
Okay.
Alright. I'm going to assume that I don't know about anyone else, but Emerald is definitely gonna be more watchful of Nebula and make sure she's okay after that.
Yeah. Yeah, Pyre is not leaving her side.
Yeah. And Ivory is going to be very close and tight watching on his followers for the entire day, and is going to be basically constantly like talking with them or involving them in stuff, whether it be his basic weapons maintenance and stuff, to try and, you know, keep his eye on and try and build something more than just I'm your leader, to try and ensure loyalty. Crazy Joe's always Crazy Joe, but Coppertail is the one, you know, loyalties may end up being a problem in the future.
Throughout the day, it looks like Crazy's about to have a profound thought, and then when he finally does say something, he pronounces that his mouth tastes like teeth.
Uh-huh.
You figured it out.
Well, that is certainly influential to him. Does Coppertail know how to write? Like read and write? Is he literate?
Not at all.
That's Ivory's main thing here to begin bonding with Coppertail. He's going to teach him how to be literate.
Okay.
Like,
Nah,
what
actually,
level does he
teaching
have to start at? Is he starting at like A is for apple, or do you have to or what?
Ivor's going to figure out what he knows, and then he's just going to go off of there. So it's going to be fun to find out.
Are you going to take some time to do the thing that you were planning to do but got interrupted about?
Yeah, he'll read the tablet in like the breaks between interacting with his followers, but he's still going to be keeping an eye on them.
Mm-hmm.
And on Nebula.
At this point, the entire group's like, nobody touch the Kieran.
Yeah. He
Especially
also
the other
hasn't got
Kieran.
his cloak back. Like, he's not going to bring it up. But he does secretly inside still want his cloak back.
She's currently using it to keep dry, so...
And Pyre
Yeah,
is...
he's not being a stickler about it.
Yeah, anybody that kind of gets a little too close, Pyre starts growling at.
So... The first thing that you come across is some sort of status screen with 12 entries. I could have sworn there was 13 God engines, but I think I was thinking of the other group that had numbers assigned. Scrolling through, you realize that all of the names are of God engines that you were aware of, though one of them you aren't familiar with. The Lady of Ashes is one of the God engines you've never heard of. You know it's a God engine because everything else in this seems to be talking about God engines. But it does says in progress, and the progress bar is very slowly ticking up. It is currently at 95% completion. There's also another name next to this. It's a name you don't know, but it says Power Source Celestial. The next name in the list is one that you're more familiar with, Storm God, and its status is marked as still active, as if, and it's still moving around, but it also notes that all communication with it has been lost, and that, and then the second name for that one is Power Source Lena. Each time, I'm not going to say Power Source every time, but each second name is accompanied by that. In rapid order, the third one is Plague King, also marked as still active, and the second name is Mage Meadowbrook. Steel Rain is also noted as still active. Second name, Tempest. Genesis, still active. Second name, Starlight. Forge Hammer, still active. Second name, Rockhoof.
Oh, hold up, going a bit fast. Say that again.
For Forge Hammer? Which
Yeah, the one after Genesis.
So Forge Hammer, still active. The second name is Rockhoof. Bastion, still active.
Okay.
Second name, Shining Armor. World Eater, in progress. Progress 0%. Shadowfire. Exterminator, still active, incapacitated. Thorax. Nightmare's Blade, still active. Second name, Star Squirrel. Mage Slayer, still active. Second name, Flash Magnus. And Liberation, still active. Second name, Stygian.
Okay, repeat those last two for me really quick. I'm writing all this down.
Mage Slayer, still active. Second name, Flash Magnus. Liberation, still active. Second name, Stygian.
Okay.
Lots of important names there. Too bad we don't know any of them.
So, I want you to roll your hidden lore at a -3.
Okay. Thank goodness my hidden lore is 16. Damn.
Well, shit. Wouldn't happen to have any unspent points, do you?
I have one unspent point.
You can spend that point to re-roll that.
Alright. I will do that. Rip the point. Made by 30. Let's go.
So, you do not recognize the names, but based off of what you've learned in recent memory, it seems that they may be ponies. And you didn't know what you expected to be power sources for the god engines, but ponies seems like an odd choice. As far as you can tell,
That's interesting.
the document doesn't have enough information, but wherever this site that you've been told about in the GPS thing is almost guaranteed to have more information.
Yeah, Ivory is definitely interested. This kind of secretly fuels the, like, whole career of the god, because he's like, well, now it might be powered by people? So what if I were to power one? He just starts thinking and just keeps on going.
Yes, but he still needs to convince everyone to go there.
Oh, he knows.
So the goal has shifted from create God Engine to become God Engine.
Might as well.
Not permanently. He's just thinking about alternatives. And then he will give a sly, like, look at, like, Copper, and it's like, oh.
Copper just kind of sneezes.
Someone thinking about me? Why am I sneezing?
Yeah, what?
Ivory is going to show this to absolutely no one, and is keeping this under very heavy guard.
Yep. Pyre just noticed that you'd been kind of tapping on the tablet, and she is looking at Ivory very suspiciously.
He has a lot of weird facial expressions. At first, it's like kind of his normal, like, zealous grin, and then it morphs to, like, either confusion or intrigue. and then kind of like a stop and think kind of face, like he's really heavy in thought, and then like a soft grin comes across his face, and then he looks up at Copper. The grin grows a little bit, and then he goes back to the tablet, turns it off, and puts it away.
You can see that Pyre is very conflicted, that she wants to go ask what's up with the tablet, but does not want to leave Nebula's side, and chooses to stay with Nebula.
Everybody roll perception for me.
Yay.
Hooray. Perceptione.
So, as you guys are sitting and resting for the day, you note there's a wagon headed y'all's way, and it is so loaded down with crap that it is to the point where the wheel is halfway in the mud. But the pony pulling it seems to be having far less trouble than he should be. He does seem to be a very stoutly built earth pony.
Rifle out, I'm having flashbacks.
Ivory's going to sling his shotgun around, but not like hold it up. He's going to start heading a little bit out of camp. Is he like approaching camp or just going by it?
Well, you guys are camped along the bank of the rivers, so yes, he is approaching your camp.
Okay. Ivory will see what anyone else is going to do before he like calls out.
You see Pyre kind of taking note of the situation. She pulls out her rifle to be ready, but is basically still standing by Nebula.
Let's see. For those of you with knowledge skills, roll one of them at a -2.
Define
Like,
knowledge skill.
hidden lore.
Hidden lore, area knowledge, but like...
Should I roll Kirin Enclaves as well?
No, just the one.
Just the one.
Rapid, you don't recognize this individual or anything about him. He is just weirdo with overly laden cart that looks like he's ripe for the pickings with for a psycho group. Pyre and Ivory, on the other hand, you've had dealings with these ponies. He's part of the, very obviously part of the Flim Flam Brothers Incorporated.
Ooh.
Because not many other ponies will walk around with just like the most shit you have ever seen.
Wouldn't they have like
Ivory
a...
will very Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So I'm just thinking like, the founders are unicorns. Would that tilt the bias in anywhere, or are they just shifty anyways?
They're merchants, so merchants don't really care whether... Merchants and con artists, so they don't really care either way. If you remember in the Tribe of the Equestrian Waste document, they actually are the only group that will accept bits as payment. Not that you guys actually have any, to my knowledge.
I don't think so.
Ivory will, like, not hesitantly at all, will, like, very happily call out to him because it's like, hey, we can maybe buy some shit. We trade for some shit.
That is entirely a possibility.
Pyre kind of looks at him distrustfully, but kind of agrees.
So he, noticing y'all, or at least pretending to have noticed y'all for the first time, trots over, dragging his cart, and hails you guys with a hearty, "Well, hello there! Imagine my luck in seeing some weary travelers."
Yes, indeed. Imagine our luck in such a circumstance.
Would it be finer weather that we meet this day? Now,
Would say that again?
he basically just said it would be nice if it wasn't raining.
Oh, yeah. I agrees.
But he then rubs his hooves together as he says, "Now, can I do any business for you?"
Well, we'd love to see what you have for trade, both willing and giving. Or taking and giving.
He gestures at the overburdened cart and says, "Why, anything on my cart is for sale, if you have the right price. In fact, if you wanted to, you could buy the whole thing, though I doubt you could afford that much."
You ain't lying. Let's see, what does Ivory have for trading?
You also
Oh
have
yeah, did Steel Hooves? Oh, okay.
You also have to think about what does the group actually need. Because I'm gonna clue you in on something. When you guys go shopping, you need to know what you want. I'm not just gonna necessarily have a just like gargantuan list of everything that you could possibly buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, priority would be cold weather gear and any ammo refills that anybody might need.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Let's see. Did Steeljaw have any stuff that, you know, was graciously donated to the ownership of Ivory, being his once leader?
A set of essentially brass knuckles, but for ponies, and you also have his jaw.
So basically,
Ooh, a
horseshoes
jawplate.
and a steel jaw.
Pretty much. He was a simple pony. He didn't even really carry firearms. Why
Yeah.
firearm when you can punch?
I'm curious if the firearm was even loaded when he had it.
Oh, it was definitely loaded because it wasn't his.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was Coppers who definitely kept it low.
Yeah, you kind of see Pyre looking at Ivory annoyed. Like, cold weather gear.
I know. Why am I the only one bringing my stuff out to trade?
Well, find a price.
So the merchant looks at your group and counts and says, "So I am assuming that you will need 9 pieces of
Yeah.
cold weather gear."
Yes, 9 pieces of cold weather gear, please.
He turns around, unhooks himself from the cart, and then just kind of disappears into the pile of junk before coming out with plenty of stuff for cold weather gear. Even notably something that looks like it's big enough it could fit Nebula. And he points to this one in particular and says, "This one's going to be a little more pricey. But let's see what you got first."
Ivory has half a pound of copper wire and 1 pound of just assorted wires. The brass knuckles and the steel jaw plate. Let's see, anything else he wants to... He's gonna see, like, how far that would get him.
So the merchant looks at what you got and then separates out 4 of the cold weather jackets that you guys need and sets them to the side and says, "I'll take all of that for these."
I haven't really spent anything on this group yet, so I'm gonna offer up that I straight up just have money.
Oh.
So we're going to do it as $1 as 1 bit.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I also have some money.
I think I would. I honestly don't know how that would work.
You start with 5,000. If you did not spend 5,000, then you have whatever is left over.
Oh, I got plenty.
Yeah, I've got like 4,000, so I have no. I am going to assume that it's a
shit.
fuck ton.
Okay, Ivory will
45.
only offer up the steel plate jaw because he doesn't want to carry it, but he's gonna keep the rest if y'all got fucking cash.
Yeah.
Dang. Got the cash.
Yeah, well, Pyre is definitely going to pay for her own and definitely going to pay for Nebula's.
So you guys say that you have cash, and you see his eyes light up. And he tells you that he'll offer you the whole lot of the like regular size coats for a total of 500, and then Nebula's will be 200.
That one in
How
particular
much will
is
the
very
steel
expensive.
jaw plate fare for?
He tells you that unless you have
How much will
something
that
you...
lower the price down?
He tells you that he will only do transactions either or. Either you do it in bits or you do it in
Ah,
junk.
fuck. Okay. Him buying coats on his own outside of the group, how much would the steel jaw plate get him? Like 1 or 2?
By itself, the steel jaw plate will get you nothing.
Okay. What about it plus the brass knuckles?
You're up to half a coat right now?
Okay. What about quarter pound of wires? Where will that get me up to?
If you're adding that on top of the pile, then that'll get you a coat.
Yes.
A coat.
Okay. How much more of the wires will I need for a second coat?
How much did you have total?
I have 1 pound of assorted wires. I've already offered 1/4.
You would have to offer up
I
the
got
rest.
3/4 of assorted wires though. Okay. And then he said the half pound of copper wire plus everything else would give me 4. Yeah, fuck it. I'll just get the 4 coats.
So he takes
One
all.
for me, one for copper, one for crazy, and then he'll give the R1 to Rapid for that shot.
Thank you.
He hands you the coats and takes the junk and stuffs it into his cart.
Still
Kinda-
got my metal scrap.
Pyre kind of approaches. She'll get the coat for Nebula, she'll get her own coat, and she'll get the coat for Doc.
So
And paying them bits.
he tells you that the total is 300 for that.
300 total.
Yes.
Even Nebula's.
Nebula's is 200 by itself.
Well, if he's going to sell it for 300, then yeah, 300 total, then yeah, I'll pay 300.
He takes the bits and steps around the back of his cart, kind of disappearing for a moment before coming back and handing you the coats. The bits are gone.
I'm kind of definitely going to look over the coats, make sure everything's on the up and up.
I mean, it's not in especially great condition, but it's not like falling apart. You're not getting like a brand new parka or something crazy like that.
Right.
It's about
But
the
it's
quality you
still-
would expect.
Okay, so it's still decent condition.
All things considered, yes.
Alright.
If a bit soggy.
I guess I'll pay for the rest.
You're just buying
Well,
yourself
now,
one at this point, right?
I mean,
Because I'm pretty sure. Because Rapid was paid for by.
Ivory.
Yeah. I don't know why I blanked so hard on your character's name. Nebula is taken care of by
Fire.
Fire, as well as Doc. So yeah, you're the only one that does not have coats yet, Emerald.
yeah, I buy myself a coat then.
He charges you 100 bits for it.
But 100 for one.
He nods
You
and says
just
that's
told
the
him-
price.
You just sold him 2 for 100.
He
Plus the 200 for the big one.
he looks at you and says, "Do you see anybody else selling coats here?"
It's fun.
75.
80.
Fine. I give him 80. But I'm
He,
not happy about it.
He takes the bits and hands you the coat. You definitely did get upcharged quite a bit.
Yeah.
I did say they were a group of merchants and con artists.
Mm-hmm. Ivory will like pull out his nice. Actually, I think it's been slightly touched. Bottle of alcohol. Yeah, it has been slightly touched because he cooked with it. And it's like, how many bits for this?
He looks at it and says 5.
Fair. But he's going to put away. He's not going to take that. However, he will take one of the very many canteens he has. Pull it around as like, how about one of these charcoal filter canteens?
He gives you a critical look and says 25.
He shakes it, it's full of clean water. 30.
27.
28.
Deal. And
Alright, he'll give him one of the canteens.
so, Pyre, go ahead and roll me an intelligence check real quick.
Okay. Nope.
Okay. The merchant asks if that is the last thing that you guys need.
Let's see.
Anything else that'd be useful for cold weather?
I have 2 pints of oil in case we need to quick start a fire. I have
You guys have
hacksaws,
sleeping bags.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a sleeping fur.
Yep. Want a sleeping fur, not just bag thingy.
Stone kit, woodstone, bark.
Emerald, do you have sleeping bag as well?
It would appear not. No, I guess I need one of those. I think. Wait. Yeah, no, I don't have it. That.
So, unless you want to freeze to death at night, you may want to pick one of those up.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that.
So, he starts you out at 200 bits.
That's stupid. There's no way I'm paying 200. What the hell?
He gives you a sly look, saying that that's his offering price, and looks around and goes, "I'm not seeing any other merchants around here in this weather."
Oh wait, Steeljaw had a sleeping bag. You don't gotta buy one, right?
So I'll take that. I'll take a free.
Or was Steeljaw just sleeping like bare on the ground every night?
I mean, that's what Nebula does, because Nebula has literally nothing.
Oh,
Oh, then I'm probably gonna grab a sleeping bag for her as well.
You get told 400 for the price.
Rolls her eyes,
here I'll be right
pays
back.
it.
But you're not.
He almost looks disappointed, but if it weren't for the fact that you were paying in bits, he probably would have preferred that you haggled, but you know, he's getting bits out of this, so.
She's annoyed and really does not care.
But you do get a large size sleeping bag, big enough to fit Nebula inside.
Sure, she'll appreciate that.
Well, considering she's been sleeping on the ground this whole time, you know, she might. Did anybody buy a coat for the Kazite?
I was saying I was gonna buy the rest of them, and then.
I
you're
just
like,
remembered that the Kazite was a party member. We'll just add that in instead of charging extra. We'll just add that into what you paid.
Thank you.
That moment when you remember that the party has a party member that isn't a party member.
I mean, like, instead of like trying to count heads for like who you even specifically bought for, like we already determined we needed 8 plus one full like plus sized one. So why didn't you just count how many we'd bought already?
Bold of you to assume that I will remember math.
Okay.
I am very math averse.
That's
Anyways.
such a dangerous subject.
Yes, it,
Says
it
the
makes,
hacker man.
it makes people's head explode. Anyways, anything else that you guys were wanting to try and pick up?
Oh, does he have any, like, seasonings?
He does, but he does tell you that those are very pricey, given how difficult they are to come by.
That's fair, I don't have that much money.
Spices are a luxury commodity that are extremely difficult to get because farming is not exactly a common practice in the wastes.
Yeah. Does he have any salt?
He does have salt.
How much for the salt?
Oh no.
He will give you a pound of it for 40 bits.
How about quarter pound for 10 bits?
He agrees to that price and takes back the bits he gave you.
Absolutely. Man, that's gonna make our food taste real good. So just being completely bare.
Yeah. Now we can put salt in our lard.
Salty lard. It's a thing to look forward to, I guess.
Indeed. I think that's it for me. Oh, does Crazy Joe or Coppertail have anything they wish to part with?
That they own, most of it is practical type stuff that they would rather keep. You know, like sleeping bags, stuff like that.
That is fair. That is fair. So never mind. I think that's all for Ivory.
Okay. Is that all for everybody else?
I can't think of anything else we'd need for cold weather. And I somehow doubt he has the crystal-tipped rounds.
Absolutely not. That is
Yeah, that's
probably
okay.
one of the most jealously guarded secrets of the spawn hunters.
Yeah, thought so.
Oh, does he have like a tinderbox for starting fires easily?
I've already got one of those.
Because we're got. Oh, you got one? All right, never mind.
Yeah, it's under personal basics.
Oh, okay. Oh,
You
yeah,
do
yeah.
not
I
have
see.
one.
Okay, never mind. No, I do. I just forgot that tinderbox for Flint and Steel came with.
Okay. So is that everything everybody was going to buy?
I can't think of anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Nope.
Well, I think that now would be a good point to put a pin in it.
Alright.
Mainly because the DM is hungry.
That's sure.
For those of you that may or may not still be watching, if you enjoyed that and would like to see more of it, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, ring the notification bell, all that good stuff, comment. I totally got that way out of order, but, you know, it works. If you want to show further support to the channel, check out the links to the Discord, Patreon, all that good stuff. Big thank you to my Priest tier patrons, Cameo Shadowness, Ice Crystal, Scarmex, and Trailblazer. Other than that, we will see you guys again tomorrow for Heart of Darkness, and then next week for Creator Roundup, Heart of Darkness, and Lost Memory Second Chances. Everybody have a great afternoon,
Hydrate.
and don't forget to drink water. Beat me to it.
Hydrate or dehydrate? Yep.
I got real fast.
Well, the bomb got dropped upon us all, and the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown. We'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. The leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. But we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know